to be a great blitzing defensive back?
What do I have? I would say first things first is probably timing. Just knowing when the quarterback likes to snap the ball and stuff like that. And then I would say after that is just having a good move, whoever is in front of you. You know what I'm saying? Making a play off whether it be the tackle or the backer.
Adding to that like bank the more you play quarterbacks,
Mm-hmm.
or are you able to kind of like, even if it's the first time you're playing a quarterback, are you able to kind of get those tells off the tape?
I'd say it's a little bit of both. And there's a combination of film study too. Just seeing like what his cadence is, seeing like when he likes to snap the ball, and then as far as how the game is going as well.
How much of it, sorry, is Sean putting you in a position like either pre-snap or game plan wise to be effective in that?
That's all circumstantial. You know what I'm saying? It depends on how the offense is lining up to where it's easier for us to have a good disguise, or you know what I'm saying? It depends on what the offense is doing, and it also depends on like how the quarterback is playing us.
You guys have dealt with a revolving door at the cornerback position, losing Tre'Davious, bringing in Razul, losing him in this game. Not sure of his status for the upcoming game, but how have you been able to withstand that revolving door and been able to continue to produce quality performances in the secondary?
Man, it's a testament to the guys in the locker room and the coaches. I mean, we have guys that are ready whenever their number is called, and they've played a lot of ball, even if they're not starting right now. So that just helps us like it has in the long run.
In terms of Kaiir, he came back from injury, has been practicing. What have you seen from him throughout the practice week these past several weeks?
I mean, just out there competing at a high level, you know what I'm saying? And that's something that we preach here a ton. So him competing at a high level and him showing that he's willing to do whatever it takes.
Sean talked this morning about just the support he's seen from you guys to each other in the locker room throughout the season, especially in the last couple of weeks as you guys have kind of made this push. How important do you think that's been as you've gotten to where you are today?
I feel like it's huge. I mean, chemistry is a big part of our defense and our team, and I feel like as long as we keep building that, you're going to see it on the field as far as us communicating and us playing together.
How have you seen the Steelers' offense change since Mason
Well, they're running the ball very well. Their backs are really good, and Mason's not turning the ball over, and they're just staying ahead of the chains and not putting themselves in bad positions.
From what I've seen, they're 11 personnel. They're 3 wide most of the time, right? Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
I mean, they have good tight ends. So, I mean, it's it's nickel defense. There's no choice.
Yeah.
Playing nickel. I mean, just what do you think about, from your standpoint, against a heavy run, power running team out of 11 personnel? You're in the kind of you're in the meat grinder there again this week.
I mean.
Look at it that way.
I mean, it's normal at this point, I'd say, you know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't really faze me at all. But just making sure that we do whatever it takes and make sure everyone's doing their job. I feel like that's just gonna be the biggest focus.
What has been the key, Taron, to the resilience? I mean, what you've been able to do as a defense and how over the course of the season, since the London game especially, right, when Matt went out and Daquan, I mean, you guys have really kind of rounded into form, and I suppose the second half on Sunday night is an example. Take me inside what's kind of happened as different players have had to step in and contribute at what's turned out to be. I mean, you blanked the Miami Dolphins in the second half. No one's done that in the second half all season.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
And I would just say, like I said to him before, it's just the coaches and the players. You know what I'm saying? We have guys that even if they're not playing, they're studying in the playbook as if they're starters. You know what I'm saying? And they're watching the starters take the reps, and they're getting mental reps. And if their opportunity presents itself, they go out there and they make plays. So that's just the kind of guys that we have here, and it's a testament to them.
Miami had 4 punts in a row. They had never had done that the whole year in 17 games, 16 games. What did you like best about what the defense did in the second half?
Man, we got off the field when we needed to. Rap made an incredible play at the end of the game. I just feel like we were just hitting on all cylinders, and we played together. And I feel like that's what we need to continue to do if we want to win.
You had That third down stop over the middle to I can't remember who. Yes, remember that?
That was I think that was Dane. Third
that was
down.
Dane?
Yeah, that was Dane. A great play. Great play.
Do you look at it like, Achan, obviously, there's nobody like him. Well, that touchdown run,
Yeah.
I don't know anybody, it's ridiculous. Is it almost an opposite challenge this week?
Yeah, I mean it's a challenge, you know. Every week, especially in the playoffs, is going to be a challenge, and just making sure that we're doing everything we need to do to keep them from making explosive plays.
What about just like, I mean, it's you have to be, shirt straps got to be buckled every week. But like this week, if you watch them finish their blockers, it's like you better be ready to meet their physicality. What do you think about? Have you been much talk of that? What do you think about
I
that?
just think we physical too, so we just gonna see. Yeah.
Cylinders. Do you feel like you guys as a defense are playing your best football right now? Obviously, there's always room to improve. You guys are always room to improve. But do you feel like you guys are playing your best football right now? And what kind of confidence does that give you going into now playoffs where it's your guys?
Yeah, I do think we're playing our best football right now. The main focus is, like, after this Miami game is done, you know what I'm saying, is just making sure we're doing everything it takes to be special on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? So that's the biggest thing that we're focused on is the next game, and the way we get the result that we want is throughout the week, is making sure we're detailed in our walkthroughs, our practices, and watching tape.
Bad weather game on Sunday have on you guys' preparation, mentality, if at all? Do you guys treat the game the same way, or knowing that it might be a weather game where defense is a little bit more important to you? Does that change how you guys?
Possibly, defense is a little bit more important. Just making sure that we crossing T's and dot our I's. That's really it.
I watched the Hardy punt return back probably 5 or 6 times
Yeah.
before I was watching on the sideline and I saw Josh Norman.
Yeah.
flying down with him. But what's he been like? Because he talked last week about just trying to give everybody energy and hype everybody up, and he wants to play, but he knows that he's here in kind of like a different role. What's he been like?
I mean, he's a character, you know what I'm saying? A guy that you want in your locker room because, one, he's going to give great advice, and two, he's trying to give guys confidence the entire time, whether it's throughout the week or on game day. And he's telling you what he sees out there, and that's invaluable, you know what I'm saying, coming from a guy like that who's played a lot of football. So I'm listening to him. The younger corners are listening to him, see if we can get any ops from what he's saying.
Kaiir, I want to go back to the weather for 1 second. By and large, you guys, both sides of the ball, have been really good in tough conditions. And I think it was the New England game, that real cold sub-zero one.
Two years ago?
A couple of years ago, where you talked about everyone had the right gear. In other words, the preparation before you get to the field. In fact, you have, you probably know what equipment works for you in conditions. How much of an advantage, and Pittsburgh probably has the same thing, but I mean, how much of an advantage is that, having had the experience and being prepared in that way for a game?
I don't know if it's a big advantage, being that like Pittsburgh kind of is in the same kind of area on the map. You know what I'm saying? They get a lot of cold games too. So I don't know if it's a big advantage or not. You know what I'm saying? I know that they're going to want to come with a lot of physicality, and so are we. And that's just what kind of game it's going to be.
But as far as your gear or preparation, you kind of know what works for you.
Yeah, for sure. And the equipment guys, they do a great job with that, making sure everybody has what they need, and so we can go out there and play free.
We talked about the Pro Bowl last week. The Pro Bowl rosters came out. No slot corners in the conference around in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're still underrated, even though you're not underrated in Buffalo? Is that something you think about and motivate you, or no?
I don't know. I think about it here and there. It'd be, like I said, it'd be cool to have more recognitions for slot corners in general. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it is what it is. It's not too much on my mind, and my main focus is winning.
Do you feel like this was your best season?
Yeah, one of them. Yeah.